Well, folks, Democrats are in massive, massive trouble. From the major infighting to the abysmal polling that's recently come out, this party is fracturing in half. We're going to be taking a look at this today. We're going to cover the revolt from Chuck Schumer, allowing this GOP spending bill to go forward, Kamala Harris's disastrous polling for 2028, and Gavin Newsom's completely failed rebrand. What this means for 26 and what this means for 28. So let's dive into it here today. Now, as we all know, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer made a pretty tough decision, and I'll give him that. It was a pretty tough decision to pass a funding bill that would fund the government until September. This move averted a shutdown, but it really enraged the Democrat base. There's been huge backlash and outrage from progressive Democrats like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. She called it a, quote, huge slap in the face, which show AOC and others in the Congressional Progressive Caucus and really just Democrats in the House are furious, with some pushing her to even primary Schumer in 2026, as noted by Axios. And, Schumer made, this is the reality of the situation here, folks. Schumer made a pragmatic move to avoid chaos. That's what he did. But the left's outrage just shows how unhinged they are and why this party is in a complete free fall right now. They are free falling, and there is nothing in sight that's going to stop them. They're going to smash into the ground. These people are eating their own leaders alive over a smart political decision. Classic Democrat politics. Classic. A leader actually does something good for the first time in 30 years that's good for their party, and the base just eats them alive. It's like, do you expect anything different? Take a listen over to AOC on CNN here.
Would you, what do you think of the job that Chuck Schumer is doing? Would you ever challenge him, do you think?
I think that what we need right now is a united Senate Democratic caucus that can stand up for this country and not vote for cloture and not vote for this bill. And I think that the strength that we have is in this moment. Reconciliation and all of these, Republicans do not need Democratic votes for that. They need it for this. And so the strength of our leadership in this moment is going to demonstrate the strength of our caucus. And I cannot urge enough how bad of an idea it is to empower and enable Donald Trump and Elon Musk in this moment. It is dangerous.
It's like, could she tell us what's one thing that was wrong with the continuing resolution? Like, honest to God, could you tell me? I don't think so, because you're dumber than a box of rocks, to be honest with you. Very, very stupid. But this just shows there is growing calls for AOC to challenge Schumer in 2026. And here's the thing. For the Democrats, doubling down on AOC's far, far left agenda that's focused on radical spending, identity politics, it would doom the Democrats in 2026 and 2028. We know midterms are typically good for the party out of power. If they want to reverse that trend that we've seen for 150 years in American politics, probably even longer, please double down on spending, double down on identity politics, double down on all of it. Because you are just going to ensure that the Republicans expand their majority in the House and they also expand their majority in the Senate. And pushing someone like AOC, it's a recipe for disaster for these Democrats. And there are figures out there like Representative Jasmine Crockett from Texas who embodies this insanity. Her rhetoric alienates moderates and independents who swung right in the 2024 election. But if the Democrats had a brain, they would know this. But since they don't, they don't see this. What are you supposed to do? You just let him keep failing. Failing. Pushing someone like AOC or a radical, Jasmine Crockett would be a recipe for disaster for Democrats. And it just shows Democrats are losing touch with reality. This move that Schumer made was smart because he understood it and he said it very well on MSNBC. You have two options. You can either cut off your finger or you can cut off your arm. What are you going to do? From a Democrat's perspective. That's how it feels to them. They either can cut off their finger, and AOC says, well, if we're going to do it, we might as well just cut the arm off. We're going to cut our arm off in protest of Donald Trump. How stupid these people are. But the base reaction proves just how nuts these people are and crazy they are. Because, and if they keep moving to the left, further to the left, they're going to lose big. they are going to lose hugely. And another thing about the Democrat Party that's in a complete freefall is Kamala Harris's favorability rating. Recent polling by Atlas Intel shows that Kamala Harris has a favorability rating of 40% negative favor, or she has an unfavorable rating of 55%. You want to know what's even crazier than Kamala Harris having that? The highest ranked Democrat outside of the Obamas in favorability is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. This is how you know the Democrats have gone nuts. They have lost their mind. They do not know what the hell they're going to do. AOC has the highest favorability rating among Democrats that do not have the last name Obama, that could realistically run for president in 2028. And you look at this, you have Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, both of them in the positive territory. They have a positive image of J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. It is just ridiculous. And then you look at Newsom, 29%. This guy's a joke. Gavin Newsom, as I'm sure if you look on my channel, we've got another video about Newsom maybe running for president in 2028. Newsom would get smoked if he ran for president. How do you see a left-wing Hollywood West Coast elitist doing good in Pennsylvania or the manufacturing plants in Michigan? How do you think that he would do in some place like Georgia or North Carolina? Good luck. Let's just say I wouldn't want to be a Democrat because Newsom is trying to play this pseudo-moderate pivot. Gavin Newsom is California's governor, and he is trying to rebrand to be a moderate. But his left-wing record on taxes, crime, and in the energy policies have left him polling at a dismal 29%. This is just a slap in the face to the prospect of him running in 2028. He's trying to do this, I don't even know what you want to call it, this podcast where he's having people come on. And he's already admitted on here that transgenders competing in male sports or female sports is unfair. But yet, as governor of California, he signed some of the strictest transgender laws that we know on the books that forces school districts to allow mentally ill men to join women's teams, to let mentally ill men use women's locker rooms, to let mentally ill men use women's bathrooms, or risk lose funding. Do not buy into this bull crap that Gavin Newsom is trying to put out there. That's what it is. It's BS. It is complete BS. This guy is not a moderate. He's a pseudo-moderate. Gavin Newsom is a paper tiger. He is going to go whatever direction the wind's blowing, that's the direction that Gavin Newsom is going. And kind of getting back to Kamala Harris, Harris was a failed VP, the most unpopular VP in modern history. Her tenure was marked by inflation, an insane border crisis, and energy woes. And Newsom's radical paths make Newsom and Harris completely unelectable. Democrat talking points are about threats to democracy and felons and constitutional crisis have fallen flat as voters prioritize results over rhetoric. You cannot just be not Donald Trump. In order to become president, there actually is a test where you need to be something different, something more than just not Donald Trump. People want results. People want results, and Trump gets shit done. He does. That's the reality of the situation. Trump gets stuff done. He gets stuff done. No one can say that. He's doing exactly what he campaigned on in 2024. What his presidency has looked like so far is exactly what he campaigned on. Exactly. But here's the thing. There is a huge threat. The overall picture of the Democrat Party, the outlook for 26 and 28. The 2026 midterms and the 28 presidential race are a huge risk for Democrats. Swing states like Pennsylvania, Arizona, which were key in 2024, show Republican momentum with Vance at a 51% favorability, outpacing Harris by 11 points. Now, granted, are we 2 years out from the midterms and 4 years out from the presidential election? Of course. And will these tighten? Of course it will. But here's the thing. Even Newsweek is picking it up. Democrats lack a clear message for 2028. They lack a clear message for 26, and they lack a clear frontrunner in 2028. And this poll just confirms it. When The Democrat with the highest favorability rating is AOC. Yeah. Are you going to tell me? Let's look at this. Who's going to try and make the case that AOC is going to win back Pennsylvania? Who's going to try and make the case that AOC can win back Michigan and Wisconsin? Who's going to try and make the case that they can win back Nevada or Arizona or Georgia? Who out there is going to make that case? Good luck. That's all I got to say. Good luck. Your party is in a complete free fall. And the overall picture is from the revolt that Schumer has on his hands to the collapse of Kamala Harris and Newsom as really prominent figures in the Democrat Party long term. The Democrat Party is in complete chaos. Their base is extremism. And when I say base, I mean like the left, like the 30 or 40% of the party, the extremism that's taken over the entire party, coupled with the terrible polling, signals that the future does not look bright for them. And unless they abandon the far left radical agenda and face reality, face voters where they're at, meet voters where they're at, good frickin' luck winning in 2028. Good luck. I hope you keep doubling down on your radical left-wing policies. I want the GOP to win in 26 and 28. And conservatives should see this as an opportunity. Republicans led by Trump, J.D. Vance, and Ron DeSantis and other Republican leaders are poised to capitalize on Democrat disarray. Not only should we just sit here, yes, as James Carville says, sit back where your opponent makes a mistake. Well, that's what we're going to do. But capitalize on that mistake. Capitalize. Not only sit there and watch and stay where you're at and let them go down. Let them go down and you try and work back up. If you're sitting at 50% polling and the Democrats are crashing down to 27%, what can we do to inch this up to 51, 52, 53? How can we go in the opposite direction? But ultimately, we must capitalize on this. We must get a lot done, pass a lot of bills through Congress, get the appropriation bills through Congress, enact President Trump's domestic agenda, and push through as much of the Trump administration agenda as we possibly can in the next 2 years. That is how conservatives capitalize on this. You show Americans that Republicans are here and they mean business. But here, let me know, what are your thoughts? Are Democrats in massive trouble, or do you think that there maybe is some recovery that they can get out of this? But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I really would like to hear from as many people as we can down in the comments. But like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss another video again in the future. We will catch you next time, folks.